Hello YouTube, how are you? How's everybody doing today? I'd like to welcome you to, I'm sorry. I'd like to welcome you to JEHU'S Revenge. We are that movement that's going to not let these creatures affect us anymore, because we are choosing to make a conscious effort to move forward in our journey and not live in fear. That is probably the biggest thing I think I can say that I have learned about myself. This is a journey about learning about yourself, about who you are, about your special talents and gifts. If you were kind of just going through life, living your job, and having horrible relationships with people who used you, mistreated you, was a problem with them. That had nothing to do with you. That's hard to recognize sometimes. We think that there's something wrong with us. We just want them to treat us better. Well, one of the conclusions that I had come up with, and it was a hard conclusion, but it's the truth, is the fact that we can't control anybody else. We can only control our own actions and our own life. So losing that grip and that pride of I didn't deserve what happened. We don't deserve what happened to us, but realizing that there was a purpose behind it. God had a reason, and it was for you to find you. If you took time to pray, meditate, find your special giftings and talents, that's what Holy Spirit wants to bring up in you at this stage in your life. If you're just coming out of one of these abusive relationships and you've been in it for a long time, it does take a while to heal. And I have all the empathy in the world for that. One of the other things, this is spiritual, and it's I'm just gonna say it's very demonic in nature. It's everything is done through the subconscious, and in a sense, I think people with NPD or the cluster B spectrum, because they've been living this way their whole entire existence, pretty much from the time they were a young teen, they just got more reinforcement because they knew that that's how they got what they wanted. You weren't the first person, and you're not the only one they manipulated in this way. They do it to everybody. So it's not, don't take the blame like it was just you, because it wasn't just you. It was not your fault. Staying in victim mode and not getting your joy back and not getting your happy back is where we fall short as empaths, codependents. It's about standing in your power and saying, no more. We're not going to allow this in our life no more. And getting the support you need. Get creative. If you like to paint, if you like to draw, if you like to write, when you've gone through this stuff, I'm telling you, writing a book and putting it on paper will help you make a lot of sense of what you've gone through, because many of us were scatterbrained. We couldn't focus when we were deep in this stuff. We were caught in this matrix of going around in a circular cycle with these people of idealize, which is a love bombing. We first meet these people and they're charming, they're nice, they're sweet, they're exactly what we want. They're exactly what we want. And then what happens is we end up falling for these people, and then They start to devalue you. It could take 1 month, it could take 3 months, it could take a year. But trust, they're always looking for the next supply. Whether it's a friend, whether it's coworkers, whether it's family, whether it's an animal, they don't care whoever they can draw energy from, because most of them are energy vampires. And if you want more information on that, I will do a video specifically on that. Yes, they are controlled. They are mind controlled. They're living in the third dimension. Like I said, I believe in miracles, but your best bet as an empath or a light worker and or a codependent is to stay away from these people and learn your sovereignty. That's why we're here. Because we are sovereign beings and we deserve to be treated with the utmost respect. So, one of the best ways that I can say for myself is to, if you can do it, allow spirit to work through you. Allow stuff to be revealed to you. Don't just take anything that is shown to you and discount it, because especially if you're thinking something, write it down. Write down the date. If somebody says something, write it down. Write down what they said and the date, so that you can go back up, because the gaslighting will happen. And gaslighting is when somebody manipulates your thoughts and the story to what their perception is, and then you're like, am I going crazy? Instead of you seeing the truth, you knowing the truth, and someone saying that's not the truth, this is the truth, and trying to reestablish their domain in your thoughts. So it's an evil tactic, but it works. Militaries have been using this tactic for a very long time. Police, to get confessions, will use this tactic. They'll accuse and accuse and accuse and say, no, you did this, you did. They've done this too. So I'll throw that out there, to get a false confession so that they can get a notch on their belt, even though the wrong person is still out there, or the person who did this is still out there and the wrong person's getting convicted. So it's devastating to someone, their psyche. It is probably the most damaging thing that people can do to somebody. And when you have this, when you're being a target and you're being bullied at work, and you have a boss. I had a boss do this to me right in front of another boss, and I was just like, and of course she had more pull than what I did. So I did what Jesus did. I was not welcome. I wiped my feet at the door and I left them for their own demise and karma. Good luck, is what I say. I will get more into depth about these topics. If there's anything certain you want me to stick to, put it down in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. I love you guys. Take care. Later.